family. I hope you guys are happy and healthy and doing well. Welcome to our April garden tour. I feel like it's been a while since we've done a garden tour, y'all. It's been messy out here. There's been a lot of work being done. So let's just take a look. There's still a whole lot of work to be done. We have some new things, probably some stuff that died since last time we took a look around. But I hope you guys enjoy this tour. Let's take a look. I think this eucalyptus can definitely be declared dead at this point. Like I think he said. This is where I planted my shampoo ginger, so that hasn't come out yet. And these are lamb's ear. I just need to find a spot here and a spot at mommy's house to plant these, but they're still looking healthy. I just need to get them out of that pot. These are some comfrey and borage that I'm actually going to offer up locally for people to purchase or barter for if they want to put them in their gardens. I have chocolate mint and I have peppermint. And I don't know if you guys remember, I used to have pineapple mint. That one did not come back, so you know it had to give me its pods. I have Okinawa spinach that came back from the winter cold, which I'm always grateful for. And I want to show you guys something. The original root is right there. That's where I first planted this. And if it leans over, it will reroot into the ground. And I want to let it do that every so often because I'll show you guys later, none of my longevity spinach came back this year. I actually had to get a cutting from mommy's house. But if you let them travel, it may come back in another spot. So this one was smaller last year, and now it is my it's my main piece for that one. I've got some peas back here, snap peas. I have collard greens. This collard green is at least 2 years old now. And it's doing well. I ate from it this winter. This is another Okinawa spinach. Looking good. That came back from the cold. I am hoping that, I had some Cuban oregano back here. I hope that comes back. I can see this dill starting to come back from last year. I did not plant this year, so that's coming back. I've got sweet alyssum sprouting back there, and then here my beans are going kind of wild. They're actually starting to produce, if you can see little beans in here. So that is super exciting. I think I've finally learned how to grow beans in my area. Last year I kept trying to grow them during the summertime and it just gets too hot out here. So spring, early spring and fall is when I'm going to be planting my bush beans. This is a purple opal basil. I've got a couple of these planted around the garden. I hope they get big and beautiful soon. I have sweet alyssum here. I planted alyssum everywhere because it brings in beneficial insects that should hopefully help me with the things that have been eating my beets. You'll see on some of my beets there's like holy leaves. They're coming back okay. I've got sugar beets back here too. There's one back there. Right here. More alyssum, more beets. Look at this dill, y'all. This dill is out of control. I already have some hanging and drying. I'm gonna get more, but as you can see, the ladybugs like dill, and ladybugs eat aphids. And aphids are horrible, and they're in my garden, so I mainly planted the dill for that. But look how much I have. I'm definitely going to use it when I pickle some cucumbers this year. And I want to learn to make a couple different types of maybe dill sauce. So I have more beets, more alyssum. My rosemary died in the cold and it did not come back. So I planted this one. And I think it looks like this because it's been kind of rainy. I normally, once I plant my rosemary, I water everything around it, but I don't water the rosemary. I think it likes it more dry. So I hope it comes back. Oh, I forgot to show y'all the wild onions. down there. Right there. Sorry about that. I just went straight to the beans. I also passed up my longevity spinach. This cutting is from Mommy's house, and it's already starting to grow. I set it in water for a little bit and let it get some roots, and so that's gonna grow well there, I hope. This is from my last year's longevity spinach, and I read in my journal my longevity spinach had already come back by now, both that one and the Okinawa spinach. So that's why I went ahead and got another cutting and got that started again. This is lettuce, and this is actually a pink variety of lettuce, but you have to do something special to it to make it grow pink. And I was just excited that it's here and that it looks good, so I think I'm gonna let it grow a little bit more and then start harvesting, because I'm pretty sure soon it's gonna get too hot for lettuce to even be here. I have wild onions all in here. Diva Jones sent me these, and so what I think I'm gonna do, because I think they die back in the summer, is I'll grab the biggest ones, maybe dry them or put them in some soup or something, and I'm gonna leave these little ones to die back in here, and then that way there'll be some in there to come back in the fall. These are my marshmallow, y'all. I finally have marshmallow survive a transplant. Marshmallow gets big, it takes up a lot of space, so only one of these will be able to stay, but I'm gonna let all of these grow until I feel comfortable that one of them will survive, and then I'll pull the rest of them out. So it's mostly beets, wild onions, and stuff like that in here. Oh, I forgot to show you guys something else. There's a lot of stuff in here, I'm realizing, as I'm doing this tour. I did plant these purple island kales in here before that last rain in the last video, so they are doing well. I did want to show you guys that update. Down here, my garlic is looking great. My one surviving calendula looks great. It is blooming. The carrots that are still here look great. I planted this yellow pear tomato before the rain, and he looks great. I'm gonna get a trellis over here for him. I've got this big old cilantro going to seed, and this smaller one looks like it's about to start, it's going to seed as well. As you can see, it's starting to get taller, and the leaves kind of start changing. There we go. So I'm trying to just continue to plant cilantro everywhere all year and see if I can keep it going. So we'll see. And I'm going to get the seeds from this one. And it's leaning on a pot where I have turmeric planted. It hasn't come out yet. So I think that's perfectly fine for now. And I'm in the process of doing a video where I'm redoing this little small gardening space area. So if you watch me and you have a small space to garden in, stay tuned, because I'm gonna make a plan that I think you can follow, and you'll be able to grow a lot of food in a small space. So these are my sweet potatoes, looking good. And I did have a basil. I had a basil in here. I don't know if the sweet potato was gonna let him make it though. I think there's ginger planted in there that hasn't come up yet. These are carrots too. Everything over here is kind of available locally. These are comfreys and Porch. Everything else over here besides this lemongrass, I think is going away. I'm gonna take the pots and the soil and do other things with it, but I think this is the lemongrass coming back. I'm hoping it is. I don't want to move it just yet. I have ginger babies starting to pop out over here. The comfrey is glorious as usual. Who's surprised by that? No one? It's beautiful. It brings the bees. I'm cutting it and I'm chopping and dropping it everywhere to feed my garden, and I'm just grateful. I will say my Mexican sunflower has not looked like it wants to come back yet. And I forgot that I planted lilies. Do y'all remember I had purple lilies here before the comfrey? So that one is coming back. I totally forgot about it. If it comes back, I'll be happy. I've got a couple borage in here. This one is about to go to flower. I'm probably only going to keep that one. I may just dig a couple more out and make them available locally. I do have some garlic in here, and the garlic is starting to look strong. It's looking bigger. It's looking bigger and better. I'm happy about that. My pole beans are pole beaning. They're climbing. So that's exciting. I did break one, so there's one that's like shorter, or like a side that's shorter. I just pulled some carrots out of here to give them space to actually climb where they're supposed to go. So I do have more carrots in here, and really these carrots are just holding space for the peppers that are still growing from seed and gonna come out. So they're getting bigger, and they are covering my soil up while I wait for some more of my seedlings to get ready, and we just harvest them as we need, or as we please. This is chives. I love when they go to flower because they're so pretty. I also have beans here, which are making beans. I think these are the red swan bush beans. So I'm excited to just keep learning every year in my garden to be able to grow more food, because last year I really struggled with the beans. The beans keep trying to crowd my buddy out down here, but I got a chili pepper seedling that I grew from seed, and this basil looks like it's struggling. Can y'all see that? He looks a mess. I did transfer this tomato over here. The other one that I put in here before the rain did not make it. So that's an update on that. Chamomile's looking pretty good, and garlic over here. My yarrow, you guys, has bloomed this year, and I'm so grateful. I'm so excited. It's really beautiful. And I thought it was white yarrow, but it looks like white and pink, or either they start pink and then go to white. But I'm super excited about this, and I actually stopped my husband's finger from bleeding. We thought he needed stitches, and I used dry yarrow to stop his bleeding. So I'm excited about that. This is my echinacea next to it, and I have another echinacea right here that is taller and making blooms right now. I have another comfrey here, which I keep nicely manicured up under this peach because I don't want it to crowd the peach out. So this just helps me chop and drop all throughout the year. That's why you don't see a lot of flowers, but I try to at least leave some here for the bees. My peach is looking great. Let me take a step back, and I also added these logs here as a border, and I'm so in love with it. You guys let me know what you think about it. I found those logs at my mom's neighbor's house. She trimmed her tree, and I was like, shoot, I thought I was gonna use it for mushrooms, but I needed a border to keep Teddy out and keep the grass out and stuff. So there are peaches in this tree, which is exciting. So hopefully they keep getting bigger and ripening, and we'll be able to have some peaches this year. This is a leaf of life plant that I recently moved under here, and it is doing so great. You can see my Egyptian walking onions are doing great under here, and my wild onions. This elderberry was doing well, but it has ants, and it's a struggle right now. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm doing another video about the ants and using orange oil to get rid of them, hopefully. So over here, I'll show you a better look at the onions. So those are the wild onions, and then the Egyptian walking onion is doing great since we planted it over here. All of these have turmeric in them, but they have not sprouted out yet. This is indigo blue cherry tomato. This one is almost ready. I want it to get a little bit darker on the other side. And then I've got some pansies over here. I'm changing this area up. As you can see, my husband lifted this trellis up for me, and I'm gonna try to grow some sugar baby watermelon there and a Diva 2.0. So keep a lookout for that. My Barbados cherry has not come back yet. I think he might be dead. I'm not sure. My blueberries are not showing any signs of life either, which is super sad, but I'll leave them here a little bit longer. And this one even looks green on the stem, so let me know, because I feel like they should be coming back by now. Trying to be patient. This is the thornless blackberries that my daughters moved, and it's looking good, coming back strong. These are some borers that I just really didn't have anywhere to put them. That's why they look neglected, poor babies. I'm going to be redoing my tree line over here, so it's going to look messy for now because I'm trying to see who's coming back, who's still alive, and all of that. I've got a bunch of seedlings and stuff over here. There's seedlings everywhere. I'll probably do a separate video showing what's growing from seed or what I got from nurseries. My lilies, canna lilies, are coming back. My pineapple guava looks amazing as usual. I planted okra. That's coming up. This was the volunteer pepper that came from me composting in place, and it looks great. Looks like it's gonna start making peppers soon, which I'm excited about. This was a transplant as well, my Juliet tomato, and it is looking lovely. Actually ready for me to go ahead and clip it back to the trellis. So I'm excited about that. I've got a baby pepper here. This is a Carmen pepper that I saved from a nursery plant that I got. So I'm hoping he will live. He is pretty small. And then I have a calendula right there and a few little carrots tucked back there. Bush beans, y'all. I think I got it down. They're looking good. They're making flowers, and I'm excited. I think these were called gazanias, something like that. I'll look it up, but those are looking good. And I planted some ground cherry seeds up in here, but I'm not sure if those are gonna sprout. We shall see. Over here I have zinnias, and I have a loofah. That's a zinnia right here. That's the loofah there. This loofah is going to get so big, you guys. It is going to eventually take over this entire arched trellis. It is going to be epic and gorgeous. And this time we will harvest loofah. Last year it was beautiful, but loofah needs a long growing season, and it didn't have quite long enough of a growing season. So here is my jalapeno. It is looking a little bit yellow, and I think that's because when I transferred it over here, it had a pepper and I didn't take the pepper off, so it was kind of focused on that. This one is a new pepper, but I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll just keep a lookout on it. Beans, y'all. Early spring beans. It's a revelation for me. This is a sriracha pepper, looking great. Making a pepper. I'm just waiting on that bad boy to ripen. And then I have another okra right here. This is my key lime. It is looking wonderful, coming back strong. This is my yerba mate, looking beautiful as ever. This is an impasta. This was Maya, and I think the Meyer lemon side of her died. Everything that's growing looks like it's under the graft area to me. And the leaves even look different than what Maya looked. So we're actually using this to feed some caterpillars that tried to eat my kumquat up. And here is the kumquat. It's looking great. It's always having new growth and stuff like that. If we can keep the swallowtail caterpillars off of it, it's gonna do great. Over here I have a bunch of seedlings and stuff. Like I said, I'll probably do another video because I'm always planting seeds and moving stuff, and I'll show you guys like exactly what's there. This is golden zucchini, and in the same grow bag I put a little bit of oregano. This grow bag has a bunch of stuff, and I'm really excited about my growth in this area because I feel like normally a pot just has one thing for me, but I'm starting to do a lot more companion planting in pots, and it's looking good. So I have garlic in here, I have a few beets in here, I have alyssum, and this is yellow mustard, and I want it for the mustard seed, so I'm super hype about that. And then back here I have an Ethiopian kale looking absolutely beautiful, along with some garlic. This is Ghana basil, looking beautiful since it's been planted there recently. This is my grape. I am going to put another big trellis back here, and the grape is going to connect to the trellis here, that kind of crisscross trellis. And then I'm going to remove him from being on my little tomato cage and let him go where he needs to go. Up under him I've got some oregano as well. And then I have a tomato here. I got to fix this cage. It's looking a little lopsided, but it's doing fine for now. That's a celebrity tomato and a nasturtium up under it. I've got onions in this pot, and then these are like the small potatoes, and then these are like big potatoes, and they are getting big. I have been adding soil in, and I'm kind of to the top on the small ones, but I can still add some in here. I think soon it'll be time to pull those out, maybe like within the next month or so. But this is my first time growing those. I've got all different types of strawberries in here. There too. See, I need to move some stuff around because I don't want the strawberry to get shaded out. But the strawberries are looking pretty good for the most part. Teddy harvested our first ripe strawberry, and I was very upset about that. But we've got another one coming there, and then I've got like some pink lettuce here and pink lettuce down in here. I just cut the grass, so there's grass everywhere. This is bees balm. My culantros clearly going to seed or something, and my borage is about to make flowers. And this grape I thought was dead, but he is not dead, so I will find a spot for him soon. So now we're up here on the porch, and as you can see, my Egyptian walking onions are walking. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. Yeah, I had to sing that. I got a cilantro here, but you can see it is a struggle right now. It's looking like it's struggling for the sun a little bit. I've got some lettuce in here. This is another Egyptian walking onion. This is a baby, actually, where this one walked before. My parsley is looking beautiful, and these are green onions from the grocery store. Up here I do also have seedlings, like a bunch of stuff that needs to go in. Some stevia and stuff. This yarrow I pulled out from my tree guild to make available, either move somewhere else, maybe to the front yard, or make available locally. On this side of the porch I've got other stuff. This is a cutting from a tomato that I planted at mommy's house. That is a broken piece of this marigold that's comfrey. This is borage. These are my carrots that I am growing back for carrot tops. They're a little dry. I just put water in here this morning, but I'm gonna plant those eventually for seeds. Here is my citronella. It's coming back big and beautiful. My new rain barrel, it's still waiting for its place, but I'm excited about that, and I recorded how we covered it up and stuff, and I'm gonna just, you know, put it in place, and then I'll finish that video for you guys. This is a rose bush that needs to go somewhere, and as you can see, these aloe vera, I took that from mommy's house. It needs to be separated and put into pots and brought into the house. And we will end at the beautyberry. The beautyberry is coming back beautiful and strong. Beautyberry is something that grows really well in Texas, so I would encourage you guys to learn about the things that grow well in your area so that you can have perennials that you don't have to worry about so much. This one does have ants. I'm probably gonna put some compost and some love on top, but overall it's doing great because that's just what it does. So thank you guys so much for coming to our April garden tour. The May garden tour will be very different. I will get over to mommy's house so that I can do a garden tour over there for you guys. But I thank you so much for watching. I hope things are growing well in your garden. I hope you are happy and healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.